Hello, and a warm welcome today to Conny Decorates, and of course with heart. And do you put your heart into it?
With heart, it's Micha, the cameraman.
That's right here at our tree bench. Completely newly planted, with a fresh new look, thought and spruced up a bit. Yes, this time I actually got a few more plants, both yesterday and today. And I thought I'd stick with this pink, well, more like a rosy, almost lilac tone, because we just wanted to add a bit of color here, dear friends. And if you want to know how this tree planting works, or how to do summer planting, stay tuned, because we're going to show you now. And here we are outside at our garden bench. Micha was so kind and cleared this area a bit. There were plants here that had finished blooming, and also some grass, which he quickly removed. The bicycle, if you know our videos, you know the bicycle. We once cut it in half at the handlebars and painted it. This is already the second paint job. Before it was always turquoise. Now it's kind of a bronze color. I'd actually like to repaint it again. I'd really like to have it white again this year. But for now we're just going to spruce it up a bit and give it a fresh look with some color. And that's what we're starting with now. Here I have the petunias in a really beautiful pink, well, almost more of a violet shade. Here again pink, this time verbena, also with mixed blossoms. And I also have some succulents here, as well as our Japanese sedge. I'd like to include the grass here as well. And here I once made a planter myself, wrapped with bark. There's still blue fescue in here. That one is coming into our garden now. Here is a rose that has already bloomed several times this year. And I have some ivy, which I'd like to take out and plant in here. What we have here is a really good base. I also have this hemp fabric here. I'd also like to leave that inside just as it is. It's a really good protection, so that when it rains or when you water, all the sand doesn't just wash right through. And you can really see here it's super permeable and a totally natural, good alternative. Then I have quite a few pots. This time I just went into the shed. I have lots of willow pots here, big ones and small ones. Then I just found this crate here as well. That actually used to be a shelf on our terrace. I think it'll fit in here quite nicely today too. Then I have a bit of potato sack. And that's about it. And I'd say, let's get started. Our tree bench, always wonderful, is already starting to rust here. That doesn't bother us at all. You can put some great cushions on it, ones that can handle a bit of wear, or even add some plants. We do that again and again. Or you can use some decorative elements. It's fantastic. You can do both. Now I'm going to head over to the other side with you and start planting. It's grown really beautifully. So here it'll really be able to flourish nicely as well. I've now separated the roots. And then I saw that there's even a Muhlenbeckia underneath. I hadn't even noticed that before. So I'm pulling it apart nicely and planting it in here now. I really like the lupines now because they have such a wonderful, rich color. I also really like it, and I almost think I can even put 3 in there. I'm going to add a third pot now. Yeah, fantastic. I think it looks really beautiful. From there we can even see it from the terrace. And then we'll really have a gorgeous burst of color here. Yes, a color explosion, I'd say. I'm going to take them out of the pot now and carefully plant them in here. Then the earth is added on top again. So
when I'm going out, you'll be there. 'Cause everything reminds me of you. I can't take no more. Girl, I think I'm losing my mind. Try to go to work, but I lost track of time. 'Cause everyone keep looking like you. I can't take no more. I miss your touch from your hands and your body. It hurts so much to think of you with someone else. Can't get.
And now I'll start filling all my baskets with soil. They all have a plastic lining inside. That means if there aren't any holes in them, I'd like to make some now because these are really going to be outside. And to prevent waterlogging, I always just make a few holes here. You can also make a few cuts, exactly, so that the water can drain out properly.
Enough when you're talking to me. Now I'm talking sweet all by myself. Put your arms around me, put your faith in me, put your love on me. What you need from me, need your love on me, put your love on me. I'ma do everything for you. I don't want anyone but you. Put your arms around me, put your faith in me, put your love on me. Can we stop the clock and rewind? Go back to that moment in time. When you say you want me for life, was it all a lie? I gave my all to deserve ya, begging on my knees just to show ya. You're the one I want and I love ya, no, 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 no lie. I miss your touch from your hands and your body. It hurts so much to think of you as...
So all the willow baskets have already been planted, but I still have a few more plants. So I'm really happy I got so many for such a great course. I just had to take advantage of that. And I'd actually like to, well, I have this box here. We have a nice box here after all. And I'd like to plant that one now as well. And this time I'm going to do it completely differently. After all, I already have this rabbit wire fence in front here. And I have the potato sacks that I was just kneeling on. And I'll simply use those as protection because I don't have any moss at the moment. That's why at some point later, I'll also put a bit of moss on top as extra protection. And these potato sacks or burlap, or I could also use that other natural material later. I'll just put it in here now as ground protection, so that the soil doesn't get washed out by the rain, even though it's actually pretty well protected here. It doesn't get washed away right away. Now I'll take my soil and put it in here.
Someone else can't get enough when you're sweet talking to me. Now I'm talking sweet all by myself. Put your arms around me, put your faith in me, put your love on me.
And I think I'll take the verbena. It's not quite as tall, which means it would end up being too compact for me if I put it in here and much too bushy. And that's why I decided to use 2 or 3 verbena plants here, to plant them in here. Also a little bit forward so that they can go forward towards the sun. I can also turn the box later. The sun moves around here as well. In the evenings, we always have sun here, and in the mornings on the other side. I'll just see how they develop here.
아주 우연히 듣게 된 그 노래 나도 모르게.
I'm going to plant the Mühlenbeckia here as well. I'll add some really nice fresh soil on top. It can develop really well here, or even grow downward. And later on we can also use it wonderfully in our garden as a ground cover. I also still had the coral bells here with us. I think that's nice too, especially with terracotta. I'll just place that here next to the crate. It's really coming up nicely right now. I'll also put the 2 stumps, the tree stumps, in front of it. And the beautiful branches, I'll just place those in front as well. Hard work. Almost all the pots are planted. There's soil everywhere. And now I have this little wicker basket here. Now I'd like to place the little basket up here, and I want to arrange everything decoratively, putting things on and in everywhere. Back here where the luggage rack is, we've put the wicker basket on top. It holds really well, and you could even secure it a bit, maybe with some natural twine or something like that. And then I'll just keep going here. This one goes up here on the bench. Then another basket up here at the front. And now I'm looking everywhere to really... I think this one, here I have a small round one. You can even place it a bit here by the bench so that it's a little tilted. The verbena also here in the front area. And now I'll take all my pots back here. For example, by the tree stumps, I can also place another one there perfectly. We've managed to fit almost all the pots in. Of course, you have to be careful that it doesn't end up looking over-decorated. And up here in the upper area, for example, I have my pieces of wood. I'd simply add those as a way to loosen things up a bit. Sorry, just add them in as well. Here we have the wreath that we made recently. I could also swap out the ivy again, but I think it still fits in quite well here. And in the lower area, Micha, can we go down with you guys? I've also placed another pot in the back area together with the verbena. And here as well, I would just place a bit of wood in front, but making sure, of course, that no one can trip over it. And here too, we have a saddle that isn't looking so nice anymore. So I'll just put a piece of wood in front of it as well. And you can actually just attach the wood to the rear rack back here. And maybe even use the dynamo at the back as an ideal hanging fixture. You can simply pull it forward, attach the basket again, or just add a small handle here. And then you can easily hang it there, push it back in, and you have a great setup for any kind of hanging basket or whatever you like. This basket doesn't have any way to hang it right now, and I'd like to attach it to the bars here in the back area. So I'm going to thread a wire through the gaps here, and I think I'll let it hang down from above. You could also secure it again at the bottom in case it's windy somewhere and you're worried it might be unstable. I'm just going to attach the wire here now, and then we're done. We're absolutely thrilled to have a bit of color in the middle again. Behind us, you know, in the cozy corner, we always have these purple and lilac tones. It fits really well when you come over here. Now we almost have this pink rose color, also blending slightly into that lilac shade. And it's really nice and vibrant, I have to say. That's exactly how we wanted it to be. And of course, we really hope that we were able to inspire you a little today with this summer planting. If so, we'd be happy if you give us a thumbs up. And don't forget, there's still 20% off in the online shop at Hof Ilkes. And there's a discount code, which is, what is it, Micha?
Conny 20.
Conny 20, exactly. CONNY 20. If you enter that in the field during your online order, you'll get 20% off, and that's quite a lot. So feel free to browse around. There are still lots of great things in there. So dear ones, sending you a big hug. Stay healthy. See you soon, your Conny and...
Your Micha, your cameraman.
Exactly. See you then. Bye.